What up, fam? It's your boy CJ Richardson. Sitting in with me tonight is my main man, Rodney Jones Bay. What up, Rodney?
What's up, CJ? How you
Hey, look,
feeling, bro?
hey, I feel great, man. Welcome to We Talk Sports. I appreciate you hosting with me tonight, man. Look, we got free agency. It's the big news all around the league. They got the franchise tags being handed out today. Money is being shelled around. Players are being shelled around. Woo! It's an exciting time to be a football fan. Now, right now, what's going on is your team is either building or not doing anything at all. And I'm a Cowboy fan, so I don't want to tell you where I think I am on this right now. But I hope we're building, you know what I'm saying? But the big news around the league today, and we'll come back and we'll discuss some of this. Aaron Rodgers, after 40-some days, it's going to be a quick decision. I'm going to make a quick decision. I'm not going to hold you guys. And it seems like he made a decision, and then he came back on Twitter and retracted that he hadn't signed a contract yet. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson is going to the mile high. I get high. High, high, I get high. Russell Wilson is going to the mile high. Also, Cowboys tag Schultz today. Got to talk about that when we come back. And before I get started, because y'all know this is what I do when I do what I do. It's one team that I absolutely can't stand. And Russell Wilson went to Denver, and that made me feel good because all the Washington football team fans said that he was coming there. Bruh.
Now they saying he ain't gonna get Deshaun Watson.
Oh my goodness, man. Look, we're gonna start the show off with that, man. Every day when I think the Washington football team can't be more of a joke, they find a way to be the joke of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? We're getting Russell Wilson. He's from Virginia. We're getting the man wanted to go to Denver. Now you know it's bad when he don't want to come back home and play for the home team. Now, how you feel about that, Rodney? If you when you suck that bad, that the home team don't even want to come back and play for you.
If I was Russell, the colors are ugly. The team ain't won nothing in 31 years.
Right.
And their stadium is trash.
It's trash.
I think I go to the Mile High.
Yeah. they got they got those dispensaries out there. You know?
Oh,
yeah. And I think the NFL is gonna legalize marijuana pretty soon, or so it's not a bad place to be. But let's get back into the Aaron Rodgers deal, man. Tell me, just how do you feel about the saga Aaron Rodgers put us all through this offseason, this early offseason? Tell me how you feel about that, Rodney.
Every year, Aaron Rodgers, he does this. He goes on this tangent. He makes a lot of noise and whines and complains, and then comes up short in the playoffs. And then, yeah. Right. 7-9 career-wise, 1-4 in the NFC Championship game. But according to Stephen A. and the media, he's a bad man. Regular season champ.
I know, right?
But if I was the Packers, I would have moved on to rebuild. There's no way I'm giving a guy that, for real, we being honest, is declining.
Right.
$50 million a year.
$50 million big ones.
He's the MVP, but when Dak got his money, he wasn't worth it. And when we got bounced in the first round, he was a waste.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the NFL likes who they likes, and these commentators they like who they like. We see how y'all are.
Exactly, because we see most of the sports shows. Well, they have a Dallas Cowboys segment every day. That's what makes the sports world go around. You got to have a Dallas Cowboys segment, And Aaron Rodgers played us all, man. He played us all.
He knew he was going back.
Pretty much, but the Packers were so desperate for a quarterback, and they think Aaron Rodgers, because he's been there for 17 years, so I could understand them wanting him back, keeping the fans excited, and ever since he's been there, pretty much they've been in contention. He's faltered in the playoffs, however, he played them like a big time Royal drum. Yeah, he played them and he got exactly what he wanted. They had to franchise their star wide receiver, which is going to be the future of the team, because Aaron Rodgers is not the future of the team. They're in a win now. They got to win now. You pay a quarterback $50 million, you got to win.
$150 million guaranteed. That's the most in franchise history. I mean, they could have got a couple first round picks, maybe even, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy G, and start to build.
You could have got whatever you wanted.
Now their cap is screwed even more the first couple of years on this contract. So
here's the deal, okay? So if really Aaron Rodgers hasn't won a Super Bowl in 11 years, but every time someone talks about Aaron Rodgers, the first thing they said, he won a Super Bowl like it was yesterday or last year or the year before. You understand what I'm saying? They act like he won one within a decade. It's been over a decade since he's won a Super Bowl. It's been 11 years. So he won one with what was our coach name? Because I don't really like saying. Oh, you hurt me when you said that. With Mike
McCarthy hurt as well.
Yeah, but that team was loaded, man. Everybody talks about the Cowboys wide receivers and we should do this and we should do that. Aaron Rodgers had Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordan Nelson as his wide receivers. Those guys were balling.
And he had Clay Matthews and
AJ Hawk, Charles Woodson, Tremaine Williams. They were stacked. They had good teams. So I guess I want to say this because a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans probably going to listen to this. Why we put so much pressure on Dak when the MVP of the league hasn't gotten it done in the last 11 years, and Dak's only been there 6
years,
right?
And they say, Dak struggles against winning teams. He's but if you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers against,
he has a losing record against winning teams
as well.
Some football fans, and I'm not going to say we know everything, but we love sports and we talk about it. When we're wrong, check us. We don't really care, because we're here to talk sports. We deal fact-based sports. But it seems like if you got a guy who's won back-to-back MVPs and he can't get the job done, what makes other quarterbacks any different? They all want to win, but we judge people very, very differently. Now, I would be one to say right now, Dak's last game was better than Aaron Rodgers' last game. I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers didn't do anything up in the cold against
at home.
At home, coming off a bye week, a number one seed. Timothy, you are a Packers fan. Do you agree or disagree? We just asking questions here. Y'all gave the guy $50 million. You got to franchise tag the wide receiver. That's gonna cost you another 20. So I don't know, man. I just think they stuck right now. Aaron Rodgers is Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah,
it's Super Bowl or bust for Green Bay. He wasn't going to the AFC with all them young quarterbacks. That was not gonna happen. He was not going to the AFC with all them killers over there. They got them young boys. And they balling, We got Lamar Jackson with
Patrick Mahomes,
Buffalo quarterback,
Josh Allen, Justin Herbert,
Cincinnati quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean it's loaded over there. So
now you add Russell Wilson,
which is our next topic. So I'm strolling about my normal day. And I see breaking news, and I know it was the Dallas Cowboys found a way to get the whole team back. That's what I was thinking. But it was Russell Wilson has been traded to the Denver Broncos. What was the first thing that came to your mind when you heard that news today, Rodney?
I was like, yes, he is not coming to the NFC East.
Exactly. When I saw it, I was a little bit surprised. You know what I'm saying?
I was, yes, and surprised.
I was a little bit surprised because him and his wife had just did an interview the other day when they said life was good in Seattle. Did you see that?
Yeah, even the coach was like, we are not trading Seattle. And
everything's fine. Everything's fine here in Seattle. We like it here, you know. So normally when they say that, they on the way out the door. Yep. So I was just a little bit surprised, man. But also okay, because this is an interactive show. I'm putting the link in the comments if anybody wants to come on. It's a StreamYard.com link. So if anybody wants to join us on the program, you're welcome to. One of the only internet shows that allows random people to come on live, speak your piece, and we keep it moving. We debate football, you know, so we want people to understand what debating football or debating sports means. It means like our opinions versus your opinions supported by facts. You know, we can all have a different opinion, but when we're debating, you got to have some facts to back them up. And that's
not
what we
just emotional ties.
Emotional ties or theories. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come on and I think this and I think that. Well, what do you know?
Exactly. What can you pull up? What does the numbers say?
What do you know?
How many missed tackles on defense? How many times Anthony Brown's going to get beat over top before we fix it?
Exactly. So
what is Dak's fault?
Exactly. Everything's always Dak's fault. But we got a lot of big problems in Cowboy Nation, man. A lot of people are upset that we franchise tagged
Dalton Schultz.
Tell me how you feel about us the tagging him.
Smart. It's costing us less to tag him versus tagging Michael Gallup versus tagging Randy Gregory. Dalton Schultz is deserving of a contract extension with the Cowboys. He earned it. I think he had about 70-something catches, 800 yards, and 8 TDs. So he was a sneaky, big focal part of this offense. The only reason why he went under the radar is simply because we had big names on the outside.
Right.
So I'm glad we was able to tag him so we can work on a deal to keep him. And then we're working on a deal with Michael Gallup. That's team friendly that we'll be able to keep him. Right. So it's looking like, you know, if, you know, Amari Cooper gets traded or cut, it's all speculation right now. It's looking like CD is going to be 1, and Gallup's going to be the 2, and then we're going to run it through Dalton Schultz as well at the 3.
Right. So I think the thing that I want to let people know about free agency, about how it's used. A lot of people think that the biggest or the highest paid players, the best players on the team, or the players that you franchise. But that's not often the case. You know, normally through the business side, if you're running it correctly, it's normally those guys. However, it can be anybody on the team. You know, if you can restructure WeWork or have a player take a pay cut, then anybody can actually get the franchise tag if they've proven their worth to the team. I think Dalton Schultz with a $10.9 million franchise tag amount was a smart move because it frees up cap room. Had we tagged Randy Gregory, that's about $20 million. You know,
we don't even have that.
That's why we're trying. Every move that the Dallas Cowboys are making right now is cost-saving measures. That's like Dak Prescott and Zach Martin reworked their deals, you know, to help us with $23 million under the cap. And Dak had a 0 payoff in his last year, you know, so that means right now Dak has probably received about $130 million in cold cash. Yep. Somewhere around there. A lot of money, you know. So it's a win-win, and they're doing it for the team, man. So I feel good about us tagging Schultz, you know, and I think he's a player that's going to work for us. Now, I was big on Jarwin as well, but he has a hip injury now. So we don't really know what his status will be going forward. And if he comes back, we probably can get him for little or nothing. You know,
I think he's still on the previous contract.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if down the road, if he heals, we don't know which direction this thing is going to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, this one kind of hurt me a little bit today. Another Cowboy news. Cedric Wilson is testing the market. How do you feel about that?
Scary, because he's gonna command about $8 million a year, and I think that's out of our price range right now.
He gonna get what he's looking for. I'm gonna tell you right now, because Cedric Wilson is one of those receivers, man.
He can do it all.
If he hasn't had a chance to play full time.
Yeah.
But when he's in the game, he makes impacts. He impacts the game when he comes in. And he was a fingernail away from getting that toss on fourth down at the end of the San Francisco 49er game. He normally, those are the type catches that this guy's a part-time player, but he routinely makes.
Yeah.
So teams around the league have seen him play, and they are like, hold on. This guy with a supporting role, I don't think he's a number one right now, but I think, putting him in the slot, moving him around, getting him into the action, and I think, was he the former quarterback?
Yeah.
He's a baller. So he has value. You know what I'm saying? And since we're talking about the wide receivers, I got to go to this next guy. Y'all know my boy Noah Brown got re-signed with the Dallas Cowboys.
Justin, if you're listening, he's back.
I'm for the underdog, man. Y'all know that. I love the guys that come in and fill the roles on the team. We talk about the Zeke, the Dak, the offensive line, the Coopers, the Gallups, and, so forth and so on. But, the Noah Brown, the Patricks, the guys that don't get much playing time, I like those guys as well, because actually when they come in the game, they have made some impact. They just don't get a lot of snaps, and they go hard on special teams, So I like those guys. All right, since I brought up Amari Cooper's name, man, all right, the whole Cowboy Nation is in a buzz. How do you feel about the situation that's going on with Amari Cooper?
This is all Jerry Jones' fault, because paid the wrong guys, waited to pay some guys, so he's having to cut ties with a great player. I mean, I wish we could keep him, but everything's pointing to him out of the door money-wise. It's not even because he can't play.
Right.
We can't afford him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just have to do a better job of maximizing our talent and winning when they're affordable.
Right. Here's the deal. So every team is going to lose players, and players that you love. I remember. Do you guys remember back in the day when you knew the starters, the backups, the special team players, and the practice squad? Yeah. I knew every player on the Dallas Cowboys roster as a kid. Every last one of them. I knew them all. Now, I got to get the program like everybody else to see who the additions are, But that's what free agency did. It was supposed to balance the playing field, keep parity in the league, because I ain't gonna lie, when the Cowboys was running ish, we was running it, when the Green Bay Packers back in the 60s was running stuff, they was running stuff. That's just the way it was. So they created the free agency to have parity in the league. And I remember, if you was a Cowboy fan, you won't go and play for the Washington football team. And now they get all of our ex-players. I mean, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so free agency has its pros and its cons, but it's up to your front office, the GMs, the scouting people, to get it right, because the product you see on the field, it's just the way it is. Jessica says we can keep him there. Who? Tell me who you're referring to. Who you referring to? It can't be Cooper because we don't waited too late. See what happens is with the free agency and the franchise tags, and we have to be under the $208 million salary cap by next week, I believe, Rodney?
Yep.
It's almost impossible now. We missed our window. If they
Cooper is due $20 million on March 20th.
Exactly. And I don't think anything will change by March 20th because all those numbers are already figured into the cap. If we make this move, and here's something else that's going to upset the Dallas Cowboys fan. They already asked Demarcus Lawrence, another fan favorite.
I don't know how.
Well, they asked him to take a pay cut, and he said no, which he's rightfully so to do.
Yeah,
he might be a cap casualty, And I know a lot of people can say that we're gonna lose Tank and we're gonna lose Cooper.
Will still be okay.
No, I don't know what we're gonna be, but my point is, yeah, we could. That's an honest answer. Yes, yeah. we could lose both of them. But here's the deal. Who was the first person that told y'all that Jalen Smith won't gonna be that long when he signed his contract? I'll raise my hand. I told you. I knew he's not gonna. No, he's not gonna be there because he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing at the high level. He was kind of flatlining at that time. They actually signed Jalen Smith because they were having problems with the Dak Prescott contract. And remember, we said, "Oh, this was a feel-good move." Remember, Rodney?
Yep.
That we was like, "Oh, they did this to feel good." Brought him out there, had the little press conference. We were tapping him on their back. 1 year later, so it's business, guys. This is business, and it's an ugly business because I'm gonna tell y'all right now the thing that really hurt me.
Let's see if he bought one of them $150 jerseys, Lord.
The thing that hurt me was when I saw Emmitt Smith in that goddamn Arizona Cardinal jersey, because we couldn't get no deal done, or it was no way to avoid that. Emmitt wanted to still play. He was losing it. He was on the end of his career, but that hurt too. So if I can watch Emmitt Smith play in an Arizona Cardinals jersey, I can watch Amari Cooper and anybody else play in another jersey.
Yeah, because Emmitt, Cowboy legend.
Emmitt put in work for us. Super Bowl champion, MVP, Russian champion. Man, come on, man. That thing hurt me in my heart. I thought, how people say, I want to be like Mike?
Yeah.
I wanted to be like Emmitt. I wanted to be like Emmitt. That dude was bad, man. He was a bad dude. So, how do you feel about Tank Lawrence and his situation? Do you think he'll be back, or how do you feel?
He won't be back. I'm hoping he's not back. As a matter of fact, we should have never even paid him $100 million. That's top tier defensive end money, and he was second at best.
Sharita said that really hurt. Montrez says T.O. Dez, now Cooper. I'm sorry, Rodney.
Oh, good.
And then Montrez says, shut up and play ball. I'm not, you got to give it clear. Some of the messages, y'all mean something by it, but I don't know what you mean. You mean T.O. shut up and play ball? What do you mean?
Yeah, a couple of those guys couldn't keep their mouths shut and they went to the unemployment line.
Right. But don't get me wrong. I'm a Dez Bryant fan. I love Dez. And Dez to me was T.O. at the end. That was the same person. T.O. came in on the field when he was healthy. T.O. was a monster, but he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Dez, after he caught the 76 touchdowns, because he should go up in the Ring of Honor. I love some Dez Bryant. He should be.
Definitely.
Right. Okay. Dez was a monster. For real. One-on-one. Now, Michael Irvin was my favorite of all time wide receiver. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know, when Troy Aikman, it was 3rd down and 12. Everybody in the world knew that Mike was gonna run the 15 back to 12, and it was gonna be perfect. He was gonna push off at the 15, and bring that thing back to 12 and catch it just like this.
You're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
Man, I'm telling you right there, good old days. So,
but as far as Demarcus Lawrence, yeah, another bad signing. Honestly, should have just let him walk.
Well, I'm not gonna say bad, because when Tank is on his game, he's on his game. He see, those guys get in the trenches, they get injured, man, and
yeah, but even when he was healthy, he wasn't like producing like top tier. You know what I mean? He wasn't a dog. He wasn't that guy. He had his moments. Now, when we played Washington and Philly, he looked great, but he wouldn't show up against the big teams like when we needed him.
That's a lot of our players, right? But yeah, so contracts can doom player statuses on teams. Yeah, we all know that, you know. So I like Tank too, man, but I don't get asphyxiated with the player in the uniform. You know, if you rocking the star, I'm gonna rock with you. And then in the whole time that you're playing for the Cowboys, I'm gonna be rooting for you. But there's one thing that I can tell you guys. Hey, this program is brought to you by CJTv, and I'm the #1 hater of the Washington football team. And here's to you. Just wanted to put that out there in case anybody had anything to say to me about the Dallas Cowboys. I dislike the Washington football team. Yes, I can play that video over and over again.
Times.
All right, so since we're talking about everybody else's quarterback, man, let's talk about Dak Prescott. Let's have a candid conversation about Dak Prescott, man. I'm a Dak Prescott fan, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, keep it 100. Minority quarterbacks in the NFL get a raw deal. Straight up. You know, they get a raw deal, man. They're graded with a little more how do I want to say this, man?
Higher ceiling or impossible?
The standard.
Yeah, the standard.
The standard for minority quarterbacks seems to be way above everybody else. Now, Mr. Trubisky, of all people,
he's catching fire in free agency.
They trying to recycle this retread reject and talking about he could be the next starting quarterback for one of these teams looking for a quarterback. Man, get out of my face. I'm just trying to say it. I don't understand how that works. You know, Dak Prescott, you know, he comes out, man. I think he's a great leader. I think the guys like him. You know, they play hard for him. It's a lot of superlatives. Now, Dak does has his moments just like everybody else, you know. And sometimes I be wondering, like, what game are certain people watching? Because at the end of the game, his stats are right where they supposed to be. He generally protects the ball. I mean, he has had some bad games. Don't get me wrong. That's exactly.
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
I rest my case. So, Aaron Rodgers has been in the league 17 years. Dak has been in there 6 going on 7. And the only thing people say, he's never going to lead us to a Super Bowl. Well, if the greatest of all time only won 1 in 17 years, why is there so much pressure on this guy? And Aaron Rodgers had a way better supporting cast at the time. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why do we continually bash our quarterback? Dissect his everything, and don't give me the well, the quarterbacks are always looked at a little more harshly. I can understand that,
but minority quarterbacks is different,
right? You remember Lamar when he won the MVP?
Yep,
nothing but superlatives because he had a great year. Came back the next. Go ahead.
I was saying when it comes to minority quarterbacks, They're never smart. We're always fast and physical. We can never read a defense. If you peep the commentators, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, when it comes to like the Peyton Mannings or the Aaron Rodgers of the world or the Tom Brady's, they're smart. They can pick the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never heard them call Lamar Jackson smart. You got to be smart to able to understand defenses, know the playbook, and run it.
Exactly. Nathaniel says a black quarterback has to be perfect. That's how this world thinks. You're absolutely right. You know, that's like we got other quarterback conflicts. Like Kyler Murray is fighting right now for an extension of his contract, but his contract is not up. How do you feel about that one, Rodney?
I mean, if he feels like he deserves the money,
Right.
And if his stats are there, I don't really know Kyler Murray's stats up top, but you know, if you believe in yourself and you believe you deserve that money, go get it.
Well, I think when you sign that contract, you should stick to it. However, if you outplay your contract, you know, and you feel like negotiations should start, I think there should be some conversation. Now, should you be compensated already? As in the top 5 quarterbacks, that's where the business side kicks in. You know, I want him to get his money. However, it's up to the team to pay him. You got a couple years left on your contract. Well, but what it does, because Aaron Rodgers just got this $50 million contract, the market has gone up.
Yeah.
So Dak's contract, Dak's contract gonna be small. Once these next 3 quarterbacks sign their deals, his gonna look like nothing.
Pennies on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar. That's exactly what it's going to look like. So I don't have a problem with him trying to get his money. However, I wish he wouldn't I wish they wouldn't make everything so public.
Yeah.
You know, because we didn't need to know he wants a new contract.
Or was frustrated.
Right. That should be between him and his team. Handle the business the right way, you know, and then get your money. You know, a lot of stuff comes out, they put it into the court of public opinion, like we got something to do with it. You know, I know
you got to be careful with that, because people would take your words and your frustration and spin it and make you the problem.
Now he's a problem quarterback.
Yeah, he's a cancer in the locker room. Stuff like that.
Right. Look at his body language. You know, and somebody did a video I saw the other day, and this is going back to Amari Cooper, and they were saying, you know, on this play, Amari Cooper was open. On this play,
we see those a lot.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
Amari Cooper played how many hundreds of plays, and you pick 5.
Exactly.
Okay.
But we don't know the play, we don't know the reads, and a person can look like we know football.
Right.
People disguise coverages. He might look open, but you know what I'm saying? The fool the quarterback, that safety or that linebacker slide over, it's a pick or it's a huge hit, and your boy's done.
It's just like on Madden. If you throw the ball this way, everybody open. You know what I'm saying? Like once the ball is in the air, they didn't. You know, if the ball is in the air, everybody's open. You know, so it just amazes me, man. But I think that the Dallas Cowboys, we have a lot of work to do in this off season, man. We got a lot of work to do to get this roster where it needs to be. Yeah. We still got many free agents that need to be signed. I don't know who's coming back. I don't know what the makeup of the team is really going to look like, man. I'm nervous. I just want to see what the final roster looks like. And I know some young players going to have to step up. We probably going to have some new players. You know, we're going to have a few vet minimums, you know, because most of the defense, we had a lot of
vet minimums on defense.
A lot of vet minimums and a lot of new faces that really did a lot of work, though. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, we got to get up out of here tonight, man. We just wanted to come in, touch base, talk a little bit of sports. Haven't been doing this in a while. Got to get back to it, man. But I appreciate you, Rodney, for coming in tonight.
Bro.
You got any final words you want to give everybody that's watching, man?
Yep. Well, I hope the Cowboys organization gets its cap under control,
Right.
and then go all in. Like, our roster, honestly, minus a few key guys that could be cut, we in win now mode. We can't dwell and cry over spilled milk. Amari Cooper is going to be gone. D Law is going to be gone. We got to figure out how we're going to bolster and better our roster.
I got you.
Going forward.
Got a question in the chat before we go. Nathaniel says, CJ, what are your thoughts? You think we should let LVE go?
Woo. He's a free agent, I think. Because we declined his 5th-year option. We need him, honestly.
Exactly. I think it's not even going to be up to us anymore. If he tests the market, it could be somebody out there that wants him a little bit more than we do.
Yeah.
Normally when you have a free agent and you don't take them up on that 5th-year option, they'll feel a little bit salty. You're not getting a hometown discount. The only way we keep LVE probably is he just wants to stay in Dallas.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it works like that. We're better for each other. Like, right. The market kind of dry for me. I know the system and the coaches.
Exactly.
Come back.
Okay, but before I go, I got to mention this because I almost forgot, man. We forgot to talk about Gallup. Now, Gallup is on the verge of signing an extension. How do you feel about that, Rodney?
I'm glad to have him back. Hopefully, he recovers from his ACL. Glad to have him back. I like Gallup. He was a baller. He made plays when he was on the field.
Exactly. I think Gallup, CD Lamb, and whoever we find to put in the mix, whether it be some of the practice squad wide receivers or if we grab some, it's a lot of wide receivers in this draft, and a lot of them are fast. It's a lot of running backs in this draft, and they're fast. And there's a lot of linemen. This is one of the better drafts besides the quarterback that there's been in a long time. It's players everywhere. If you got a 1st or a 2nd round pick, you can get a good player. Not a good player, a great player.
You get a premium player.
Yeah. So what we pick, 24?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we can still get a quality player. And hopefully, just like Parsons, somebody will fall right into our hands that we need. But it's a lot of speed and a lot of great players, Cedric says,
what about Jaron Curse?
Cedric said, what do you think about Jaron Curse? Do you think the Cowboys will offer him? Well, I don't know what we're gonna offer him, man, but it needs to be something. We need his guy. I love this guy, man. This guy balls out.
Yeah, he definitely helped our secondary.
He is a baller, so is he gonna be a cap casualty? I don't know, but hopefully we can bring him back. Great question, Cedric. My final thoughts are I want us the Cowboys to be the first team to repeat as NFC East champions. I need to see us make a deep run in the playoffs. I need to win a Super Bowl now. I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes when things are going wrong, they end up going right. So we'll see just what happens. I do think we have the right quarterback to take us where we need to be. I think our offensive line needs some work, and I want to see exactly what the defense will look like once we finish this free agency period and we get that roster. I like the roster. Get me the roster so I can see what I'm working with.
Yeah,
right now
it's just
speculation. We're just talking. It's just sports talk right now. So as we get information, we get a better idea. Nobody can tell you exactly what the Dallas Cowboys will look like next year because right now we don't know. But the one thing you do know, you can catch me and Rodney and friends. The friends are you guys. If you want to be on the program, we put a link on every week so you can come and be a part of the program. But as you know, just like the Dallas Cowboys got haters all over the world, there's one team that CJ Richardson hates as well. And I'm going to end the show with this. Can't stand them, don't like them, none of that. Cedric says, what about Anthony Hitchens wanting to come back to the Dallas Cowboys? Is he going to take a pay cut? Hey, we'll see you guys next time.
It's all about money with the Dallas Cowboys.
It's all about the money, baby. Free agency. We're gonna catch you guys the next time. You want to be a part of the show? Just let me know, man. I'm your boy CJ Richardson, sitting in with me tonight. My man Rodney Bay Jones, man. Until the next time, I'm a Cowboy fan.